Chapter 24.
Why does the Almighty not set a time? Why do those who know Him not see His day? People move boundary markers. They carry off flocks for their own pasture. They drive away the donkey of fatherless children and seize the widow's bull as security for a loan. They force the poor off the road. The helpless of the earth must hide from them. The poor forage for food like wild donkeys in the wilderness. They seek food in the desert for their children. They must harvest in another's field and glean from the vineyard of the wicked. They spend the night naked, without clothing. They have no covering for the cold. They are drenched by the mountain rains. They cling to the rocks for lack of shelter. The fatherless child is snatched away from the breast, and the garments of the poor are taken as security for a loan, forcing them to go about naked, without clothing, and hungry as they carry the sheaves of grain. They toil among the terrace walls in the heat of the day. They tread the wine presses, yet they go thirsty. The dying keep groaning in the city. The fatally wounded cry for help, but God does not regard this as improper. There are those who rebel against light. They do not recognize its ways, and they do not follow its paths. The murderer rises at daybreak. He slays the helpless and the poor, while at night he engages in theft. The eye of the adulterer waits for the twilight, saying, "No one will see me," and he covers his face. In the darkness they break into houses. By day they shut themselves in. They are strangers to the light. For morning is the same as deep darkness for them. They are familiar with the terrors of deep darkness. But they are swiftly carried away by the waters. Their portion of the land will be cursed. They will not return to their vineyards. Just as drought and heat take away the melted snow, the grave takes away those who have sinned. His mother will forget him. The maggot will feast on him. He will be remembered no more, and unrighteousness will be broken just like a tree. He preys on the barren woman and mistreats the widow. God will use His strength to do away with the powerful. Though they may rise up, they have no assurance of life. God lets them become confident and secure, but His eyes are on everything they do. They are exalted for a little while, then they are no more. They are brought low and gathered like everyone else. They are cut off like heads of grain. Now, who can prove me a liar or refute my word?
Chapter 25. Bildad the Shuhite said in reply,
"Rulership and fearsome might are his. He establishes peace in heaven. Can his troops be numbered? Upon whom does his light not rise? So how can mortal man be righteous before God? Or how can one born of a woman be innocent? Even the moon is not bright, and the stars are not pure in his eyes. How much less so mortal man, who is a maggot, and the son of man, who is a worm."
Chapter 26. Job said in reply,
How you have helped the one with no power! How you have saved the arm that has no strength! What great advice you have given to the one lacking wisdom! How freely you have revealed your practical wisdom! To whom are you trying to speak? And who inspired you to say such things? Those who are powerless in death tremble. They are even lower than the waters and their inhabitants. The grave is naked in front of God, and the place of destruction lies uncovered. He stretches out the northern sky over empty space, suspending the earth upon nothing. He wraps up the waters in his clouds so that the clouds do not burst under their weight. He shuts off the view of his throne, spreading out his cloud over it. He marks out the horizon on the surface of the waters. He makes a boundary between light and darkness. The very pillars of heaven shake. They are stunned by his rebuke. He stirs up the sea with his power, and by his understanding he breaks the sea monster to pieces. With his breath he makes the skies clear. His hand pierces the elusive serpent. Look, these are just the fringes of his ways. Only a faint whisper has been heard of him. So who can understand his mighty thunder?